The film opens in the 1630s New England. A Puritan family is on trial before a church council. The father, William, is accused of pride and defiance against the colony's rules. Instead of submitting, he chooses to leave with his family, believing he can live more purely in faith outside the settlement. His wife Catherine, eldest daughter Thomasin, son Caleb, and the twins Mercy and Jonas follow him. They load their wagon, leave the community, and begin their life on the edge of a dark wilderness. The family finds land near a vast forest and builds a farmstead. For a time, they seem hopeful. They plant crops and raise goats, but the land is harsh, the crops struggle, and the forest looms ominously nearby. William prays aloud, asking God to guide them. Catherine clings to her faith. The children sense the unease but try to carry on. Soon, a disturbing event shatters their fragile start. Thomasin is caring for her baby brother, Samuel, near the forest. She plays peekaboo, covering and uncovering her face, but suddenly the baby disappears. She looks around in panic. Samuel is gone. A cloaked woman carrying the infant moves swiftly into the woods. In a small hut, she kills him and uses his body in a ritual. The implication is clear. The child has been taken and sacrificed by a witch living in the forest. Back at the homestead, the family is devastated. Catherine is consumed by grief and prays constantly. William insists it must have been a wolf, but the suspicion of supernatural evil lingers. As weeks pass, the family struggles to survive. The crops are failing, especially the corn, which rots in the fields. Food is scarce. William tries to hunt, but with little success. Caleb, wanting to help, accompanies his father into the forest. There, William sets traps and confesses to his son that he sold his wife's prized silver cup to buy hunting supplies. He tells Caleb not to tell Catherine. This secret will cause conflict later. That night, Catherine accuses Thomasin of losing the silver cup. She scolds her harshly, already bitter toward her daughter after Samuel's disappearance. Thomasin denies it, but suspicion grows. The family's trust is fraying. The twins, Mercy and Jonas, sing songs and play with the family's black goat, which they call Black Philip. They claim he talks to them. At first it seems like childish games, but their chanting grows eerie. They say Black Philip promises them things. Thomasin warns them to stop, but the seeds of fear and suspicion take root. Caleb decides to sneak into the forest alone to check the traps. Thomasin discovers him and insists on going with him, not wanting him to risk himself. They ride the family's horse into the woods, but tragedy strikes. The horse is startled and throws Thomasin to the ground, knocking her unconscious. The dog runs ahead and is later found disemboweled. Caleb becomes lost and stumbles upon a small hut. From inside steps a beautiful woman in a red cloak. She lures him inside, kisses him, and her face turns into that of an old witch. Caleb disappears. Back at the farm, Thomasin returns, dazed without Caleb. Catherine is furious and blames her for everything. William defends his daughter weakly, but tension rises in the family. Later, Caleb reappears at the edge of the farm, naked and delirious. He is carried inside, feverish, and begins to convulse. The family prays over him. He coughs up a bloody apple, a symbol of the witch's corruption. In a moment of religious ecstasy, Caleb cries out about his love for Christ and then dies. Catherine collapses in grief and the family descends into chaos. The twins accuse Thomasin of being a witch, saying she bewitched Caleb. Thomasin fights back, saying the twins themselves speak with Black Philip and are the real witches. William is torn, unsure whom to believe. Catherine sides against Thomasin, convinced her daughter is responsible for the family's suffering. That night, Catherine dreams of breastfeeding Samuel. In reality, a crow pecks at her chest as she hallucinates, showing the depth of her despair and delusion. Meanwhile, William tries to find strength, but he is overwhelmed. He breaks down, confessing that his pride and stubbornness led the family to this point. He prays desperately for salvation. The next day, William decides Thomasin is guilty. He locks her in the goat pen with the twins and Black Philip. Inside, the children accuse her, and she denies them. Night falls, and in the darkness, something attacks. The witch appears, crawling into the pen. By morning, the goats are dead, the twins are missing, and the pen is destroyed. William rushes outside and is gored by Black Phillip. The goat rams him again and again until he collapses onto a pile of wood. Fatally wounded, he whispers a final prayer before dying. Catherine, now unhinged, turns on Thomasin, beating and choking her, calling her a witch. Thomasin grabs a knife and stabs her mother, killing her in self-defense. Left alone, Thomasin sits in shock. Her entire family is dead or gone. She wanders to the goat pen and approaches Black Phillip. Desperate, she speaks to him, asking if he truly can talk. After a long silence, a voice answers. Black Phillip asks if she would like the taste of butter, fine clothes, and a life of freedom. He tells her to sign his book and promises she will live deliciously. Thomasin, with nothing left, agrees. She signs the book, strips off her clothes, and follows Black Phillip into the forest. There she finds a coven of witches gathered around a fire. They chant and dance, raising their arms. Slowly, they begin to levitate. Thomasin stares upward, then rises into the air with them. Her face shows terror, then relief, then ecstasy. The film ends with her ascending above the trees, fully joining the witches.